Hello, this is Roger Martin from Billings, Montana. This is Law Johnston. I will record this. It's about 7 minutes. We're going to make it about double this with comments. This is the most important video I've made in almost 20 years online.
I'm making this video because something very big and very important is about to happen. First, a little background to kind of get everyone up to speed. It's very important for everyone to understand fully that the United States of America was conquered. And it was conquered a long time ago. It was done in stealth and secrecy. This is historical fact. For decades, great journalists like G. Edward Griffin, Gary Allen, William Cooper, Eustace Mullins, Bill Still, and Jordan Maxwell have all clearly revealed this information to the world. The most critical element for conquering America was to control its currency and its banking system.
That was the Federal Reserve. In 1913, the Federal Reserve Act started. This is a world banking system, a Rothschild system out of London, out of England. And they did it in secrecy, and it was never confirmed by the Congress or the Senate. Totally unconstitutional, totally illegal, yet it was done. This is how the elites learn to control and get into in our political system, get into our Congress, our Senate, our judicial, and control the presidency and secretaries of state, etc.
1913, the Federal Reserve Act was passed without being ratified by Congress. At its inception, the Federal Reserve was completely controlled by British banks. They have been controlling the American economy ever since. I'll let award-winning economist Milton Friedman summarize.
What do you think of the Federal Reserve Board today?
Well, I have long been in favor of abolishing it.
This is in 1994. This is a recording on C-SPAN. Milton Friedman was one of the great economic minds of our time, and he's right on in so many ways.
I think there is no institution in the United States that has such a high public standing and such a poor record of performance. The Federal Reserve System was established in 1914, started operation in 1914. It presided over a doubling of prices during World War I. It produced a major collapse in 1921. Then it undertook actions which led to a recession in 1929 and 30.
You got to understand that they controlled this whole mess. There was no reason for this collapse other than their manipulation and their control. There was no reason. And this affected the world completely, worldwide. This caused a Second World War. You need to understand that this was a great tragedy worldwide, as well as in the United States.
And it converted that recession by its actions into the Great Depression. The major villain in the Great Depression was, in my opinion, unquestionably, the Federal Reserve System.
The great villain. And not just in that, there's many other things. We'll go on here, but this is so important that we get fully educated on what really is happening in the world and in governments and in national banks through the Federal Reserve, through the Rothschild system, through national banks. This is going on worldwide. They're manipulating economies worldwide, countries worldwide.
Since that time, it presided over a doubling of prices during World War II. It financed the inflation of the 1970s. On the whole, it has a very poor record. It's done far more harm than good.
Once America's banking system was under control, it was actually very easy to infiltrate the political system.
You need to understand, this is what happened. This is why our government has went the way it has, because it has bought off politicians, judges, Supreme Court judges, presidencies, secretaries of states, other political officers, all through money, all through coercion of money.
Legislative, the judicial, and the executive offices of government. The supreme goal, of course, being the presidency. I know what you're all thinking, but hold on. The American public is about to learn a dangerous truth. The warning you see on your screen now may go out across social and public media within a few days. I believe we need to take it very seriously.
Now remember, this was done before Christmas, December 24th. He was expecting this to happen during our Christmas season.
There's a very strong chance this operation will occur over the holidays, as people will all be in their homes, stores will be closed, and there'll be minimal traffic.
It is
critical that people know about the possibility of...
It didn't happen, but it may yet happen. The possibility may happen. This is all set up so if it's necessary, it will happen. You need to understand that. It's all been set up so if this is necessary, it will happen. Depends on what these people do with these subpoenas, and if they try to flee the country, if they have to shut down the airports, if they have to do other things, because they're not going to escape. Even private planes and other things will be shut down.
Martial law being temporarily implemented very soon. And it's also critical that you guys understand why this is happening. Pay close attention. A military intelligence operation of the largest scale has been underway for quite some time now. It is now in phase 5 of 5. Many of you recently received...
So they're in the final phases of this, and the subpoenas over 60,000, according to his estimates, are going out. It's just a matter of collecting these people, serving these people, and doing the trials on these people. We're in the final part of this.
Received the emergency presidential alert system on your cell phones. This is what it's for. There are over 60,000 sealed indictments right now. Many are for individuals in federal and local government, law enforcement, news media, entertainment, big industry, and big tech. We're about to see something unprecedented in the history of the world.
They're going after these leaders that have been detrimental in controlling this nation in an unconstitutional way and in a way that is done through elite groups. And this is, the countries going after these people worldwide as we speak. It's not just our country. Europe is full bore into this. Russia has been full bore into this. I don't know about China or the Middle East or Africa, but if they're wise, they will jump on board of this and follow suit with Trump and other individuals that are leading the way.
We're going to have to really keep our cool. The purpose of this executive military action is to reclaim the legislative, judicial, and executive branches of the government, to restore the United States Constitution and the government itself to the people of the United States of America. A keystone of this operation is the Federal Reserve. In fact, the Rothschild Central Bank, the World Trade Organization, and the IMF,
they're all connected. The World Trade Organization, the IMF, the Rothschilds, they're all under the same skirt. They're all under the same group. There's no separation of the two. This is why Trump went after the World Trade Organization and the IMF. And the media didn't do much about it than say negative crap. Again, remember, the media is controlled under the CIA. And you're going to see the Bush, George Herbert Walker, Bush under the CIA doing heinous things. And this will come up here in a moment. And this is why he was executed by lethal injection, and this is why subpoenas were released during the funeral process. And why he didn't go to court, he chose to be executed by lethal injection versus going to military court and having it made public.
Are all coming down right now across the world. This is what's really happening in Europe. Every country has been given a unique opportunity to take back their sovereignty.
Now listen to that statement. This is really what's happening in Europe, but every country is giving back a unique sovereignty to get out of these world banks and take back their sovereignty. If they're wise, they will be doing the same thing that Trump and our military are doing now.
And nationalize their own bank. And I'll tell you what.
This is so important. If we control our monies and our national banks, take our sovereignty back, constitutional wise, we'll have our country back. And if we don't, we won't. It's all over power and control and money. And who's controlling that power and money?
They're taking this opportunity. Those of you that are familiar with the history and facts surrounding George Herbert Walker Bush may not be surprised to find that he did not die of natural causes. He was tried, beginning in September, for money laundering, conspiracy to violate the Logan Act, human trafficking under the RICO Act. He pled guilty to these charges in order to avoid a military tribunal, which would have included several acts of treason, the greatest of these being the assassination of John F. Kennedy.
Wow, is that powerful? And this is why this hasn't been released yet fully, and why these sealed indictments have been records of JFK haven't fully come out, but they will. They will. When all this is cleaned up, this stuff will come out, and you'll see that this is accurate. He's been in the CIA and controlling the CIA, and now we're going to talk a little bit about the funds in the CIA, which he controlled and used for black ops operations.
George Herbert Walker Bush was executed by lethal injection on November 30th, 2018. $10 trillion was seized from the Bush CIA Black Operations Program.
Probably programs. Anyhow, the CIA has been the destroyer of our freedoms ever since the Second World War and since they got in here from Nazi Germany. The elite groups have used the CIA to control us and to do their black ops programs ever since that time. We really need to wake up. This is so powerful. It's amazing.
It is critical that people understand the possibility of martial law being temporarily implemented very soon. And you also need to know why it is happening. All my sources indicate this is very real. If martial law has to be declared during this military operation, you will be informed by the emergency broadcast system. Just follow directions, try and stay out of the way. There will be a full disclosure to the people of the United States. In fact, all of this is being done right out in the open on the 4chan and 8chan networks. Thousands of civilians.
Now, I don't know about the 4chan and 8chan networks, but he may be absolutely right. I've got to do some research there. Come on, wake up, people. This is real and it's happening right now.
Have been helping in this process. The operation is known as.
Now, police, local police are helping in this, as well as the military. This has all been talked about through UFO networks and black op networks several months ago. A matter of fact, a year or so ago. And I believe it is actually going to happen, as they say. I would be surprised if it doesn't happen. If it doesn't happen, we're in serious trouble. But if it does happen, we're going to be freed again and gain our rights back again.
As Q.
That's very interesting. Considering where Q comes from and who he works with and how Flynn is connected in all this. Intelligence, military intelligence is connected with all this. Very important.
Research what is happening and spread the information across your networks. Get your cameras ready. We may be able to document this. For everyone else, sit back and watch the show. Provisions are in place to keep the store market shelves stocked, to keep the utilities running, and to keep the economy running. Hold on tight. Our prayers have been answered. Our entire reality is about to change. God bless and Godspeed.
There you are. What a message the day before Christmas. This is Roger Martin from Billings, Montana. Good day.